Hey, you. So, the word on the street is that you struggle with your LinkedIn sales posts. You're sort of posting, it's been a bit broad when you want to sell something. Nobody actually responds in your DMs to help you basically get an inbound lead. So, I've been thinking about this while chilling with my buddy Coconut here. Because what we're going to do today is basically help you out to write a sales post with full structure. I'll go through all of that, and then I'm going to give you the template that you can apply right away. Does that sound good? So before we get started, let me show you something. This is Coconut. But over here, if I pull this, we have our friend Sansi. Sleepy. Then this guy doesn't like being under the covers. But then over here, when we go like this, peekaboo, we have Uncle Bronny. All right. Enough yapping, let's go write some sales posts. So we made it and we're ready to write a sales post really fast. These should take you approximately 20 minutes or so to bust them out. Before we get into all of that, I want to show you an example on my LinkedIn that we're going to run through, and ideally you want to actually use this and get some inbound leads. I'll show you some proof as well of this working. But essentially, this is what we're going to templatize, where we start off with, the person who was struggling to consistently get inbound leads. I'm a business consultant, so I'm actually calling out the problem my ideal audience has. So whether you're a chiropractor, a designer, a life coach, business coach, it doesn't matter what you are. It's like the person who was struggling to problem, but then joined something. So we'll sort of be skipping back and forth, but I just wanted to show you here elements of it because we'll be referring back to it. As you can see, it did pretty well. Got some impressions as well, got some reposts and inbound leads that became sales. So the first step is, it's not the impressions that work, but I'm here to gather information. Now, as a business consultant, for me, it's inbound leads, Stripe transactions, anything that I can gather while working with existing clients. Other people that might be, ghostwriters, for example, or growth people, they might focus on metrics like impressions, likes, followers. If you're in a non-marketing realm, that might be a transformation that somebody went through, a thank you message, them feeling less stressed or whatever it is. And then basically to gather that information, I flick through the messages between myself and a client and to see if there's something worth mentioning. Now I will go through WhatsApp, through email, through our Notion docs. Maybe if, on the growth side, it could be like analytics on a dashboard or something like that. The second step is to pick a noteworthy result. So I find the thing that's worth mentioning, whether that's a metric, a lead, a monetary outcome, and I make sure to say it as it is, raw and real, like no blowing up numbers. It doesn't matter how big or small the win is, because you are where you are in your journey, and it's better to be authentic about that result. So we've got gathering information, we've got picking the result. Now we're going to write an opening hook. So for example, my client had 5K followers, but was struggling to consistently get inbound leads and grow on LinkedIn, but then. So I'm going to highlight that for you to see. And note, I use the 5K followers for specificity, as it may resonate with others in that same place that might have 5K followers. Now, this isn't something that's absolutely necessary. It's actually different in this example than the initial post that I have on LinkedIn to show you the contrast. And consistently get inbound leads speaks to people at that sophistication level, right? Like I could have said, get their first inbound lead or sign their first client. But as an opening statement, we aim for the hook to actually make them feel heard and seen. So it could be, my client, a business consultant, was struggling to relieve stress, even though he tried different things. But then, so now if I'm a business consultant who's stressed, I feel heard, right? So, and with the hook, it's really important for us to speak to 1% of our audience, not 99%. We want the dog's ears to perk, not everybody's ears to perk. So not too bad as a start, eh? So number 4, we write out the outcomes in bullet points. Now here, when we're doing a sales post, we want to give the result, but we are sharing the insight, right? Like we are sharing what happened, not how it happened. So in this case, for that client that I was referring to, we made 8K for his client while he was ghostwriting. He closed one high ticket client in 1 month of us working together, and he got 10 inquiries all inbound, right? So if we just go back to this post here, this is where I list out what happened, right? So once we write those out, no matter what the result is, put it out exactly like it was said, because your prospect will see themselves in that and the result. And if that's what we're seeking, we want them to go, oh, okay, I get it now. So we'll see themselves in it, as in the result, if that's what they seek, right? So one thing just to note, in my post here, I said, but then he joined Modern Maker, my coaching program. So I wanted to sort of reiterate on that. He was already posting online, but not getting clients. So we applied the Maker method to make some key adjustments. So all I'm doing here before I list out the steps, and this is optional, right? You could have gone, but then we started working together, and in just a few weeks, and then you list them out. So for me, it was just to show that with this sentence, he was already posting online, but not getting clients. So he was doing this thing that wasn't quite working. And then we applied some method, framework, blueprint, system to make some adjustments. So that is a nice little bonus for you. So once we list out the outcomes, we want to back that up with a raw screenshot below for additional proof. Whether it's leads in your inbox, a WhatsApp screenshot of a conversation, a Stripe balance, a thank you, or whatever they've sent you works wonders because it's authentic. And for me, what I found, I've seen a lot of people just really design their results or use testimonial software. There's nothing wrong with it, but in my world, at least, the raw WhatsApp, email, whatever, Telegram screenshots look so much more real as a backup. So you can ask your clients if you can use the screenshots and add them as additional supplements to the text, right? So if we go here, we can see my client. This is a Slack screenshot. I've made sure to underline the bits that I wanted to sort of bring to surface. So he was like, it's my second month joining Modern Maker. Closed my first high ticket coaching client in the first 5 days, closing another client next week, being invited to a workshop at a university. When you tweaked my content strategy, everything have changed. Like, it doesn't matter that there's a typo in there. It doesn't matter, the way that he said it. I just didn't include this one, but it shows that authenticity, right? I've even kept the date of the message, his name, obviously, because I asked for permission. Now, there might be cases where the client doesn't want to reveal their name. You can blur it out, but it's up to you to have that conversation, right? So I hope this makes sense. Then we want to end our sales post with an opportunity to add a call to action to invite people to work with you or subscribe to your newsletter or whatever you wish to do. You can get specific if you want to filter out inbound leads. So you get to choose now, like, do I want them to get off and DM me? Do I want them to comment and I reach out to them? Do I want them to subscribe to my newsletter? So what I did here is, if you're a founder or ghostwriter like Salim, so I'm calling out the person that I worked with in case there's other founders or ghostwriters in my audience who want to monetize their audience and wake up to an inbox filled with leads, DM me melon, I could have said maker, and let's make it happen. Now, if you want, you could have taken that up a notch and said, if you are a founder or ghostwriter like Salim, who, and then we start writing a list similar to these bullet points here, but we could have said something like, if you're a founder or ghostwriter like Salim, who, now this is the filtering process. Like, I don't want to get prospects in my inbox that aren't the right fit. So already has an offer between 2 to 5K, has approximately 3 to 5 plus clients, is in the ghostwriting space, for example. Maybe I'll throw a funny one, like isn't expecting to make $1 million in 24 hours. Then I'm going to say, DM me maker and let's make it happen. Or it could be something like, DM me maker, and if I want to make it more casual, I'll reach out to have a quick chat and see if we're a good fit to work together. Something like that. Now, again here, if I want to add more scarcity or urgency or something like that, I can say I have 2 spots this month. If it's true, use it. One of them is already taken. So first come, first served. Again, all of this is optional and it depends. So I'm going to make this yellow to show you, but all of this is optional. And you get to carve it and be as specific or not as you wish. Like for me, this one also converted really well. If you want to get less leads, but more of the right leads, then you want to get specific. Now, I'm not saying this will work right away because content takes time. It depends on your audience size. It depends on your other posts. Like if you've been posting random leadership posts for like a year and then you do one of these, maybe your audience is so used to the value that it might take a few weeks for the content switch. But doing it over a long period of time increases the predictability of getting an inbound lead. Your results only show proof that you're good at what you do and strengthen your chances of having an inquiry, right? So you can give 90% and ask 10% if you want. Like for me, every Monday, I just do a client getting post like this one, and then I give value for the rest of the week. But I know every Monday I'm increasing my chances, right? So keep it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated or take hours on end to write out. Now, let's go back to the post for a second, just so I can show you a few little bits that aren't necessary, but work for me simply because they feel aligned. So we do the bullet points as we mentioned. I now call out what Salim is. So he's a ghostwriter and full-time master's student who helps CEOs become authority figures on LinkedIn, all in the comfort of his pajamas. So this is a little bit of philosophy because Modern Maker, my program, is all about low stress, simple models and stuff like that. If you want to check it out, you can hit subscribe below and check out some other videos. But today's not the day to explain Modern Maker. Now, what I did here as a bonus is I also said his business is growing fast because and then I add bits as a mentor, and what I was able to identify as a consultant, more brand awareness, more clients, and more engagement. This makes his audience grow too, which is the cherry on top. So because for me, I am somebody who helps people sort of sign more clients, the audience growth is a cherry on top, is a bonus. Now he's got the watermelons in check. He can iterate on his strategy. I love watermelon. That was a little joke for the ones who do know me. But again, these little additions here are what make it feel like me. And then I end with, I call these like bottom bangers. Remember, consistency isn't the real deal. Iteration for conversion is. It's like a punchy line to end it and leave this, make it a bit more memorable. Now, with me, like, you can ignore this, but I sort of edited the post later and gave away a free Google Doc. But generally, once you have a PS, you only want one call to action, right? People are silly beans. They hate being told or get confused when they have to do more than one thing. But I edited this, many months later. As you can see, this is a year-old post, and added that just in case other people were seeing it. So I hope this was useful. Now, if you want this specific template I did for my client Monetize, so you can plug and play, you can grab it here for free. I'm going to drop this document below, so you can just click that. And that will be in your inbox. You can grab it, you can model it. I've sort of created it with little brackets and things for you to just substitute and post it. Now, I have 11 more of these for you if you ever wanted to check those out, and I'll tell you about them in a second. But as you can see here, like whenever I do them, I get, you see where it said in our post, DM me Maker, somebody in my inbox said, Maker, hi Jacob, I'd love to talk some more on conversion as a finance writer, right? Because we were targeting the ghostwriter. And then I said, hey Mary, thanks for swooping in. Here are the details, and sent her my offer. She said, I'm going to read it. Then she responded, I'm in. And I sent her the payment details and an invite for our kickoff call as soon as that happened. And as you can sort of see here, on a daily, weekly basis, these are real transactions coming in, 2K 88, 4K 87, whatever it is. Like, it doesn't really matter, but this is all inbound. Like, I haven't done a sales call in a long time because I do these sort of conversion posts and then either send a Google Doc or a Loom video to explain what I do. So it just comes to show that once you dial your content in, it becomes such a fun game to play, right? Now, this is what the freebie looks like that I mentioned above. Here it is again. You'll get a little template like this. I really like you. You're one in a melon. So there's a video walkthrough. I'll show you the template once you get it in, and then you can just replace the brackets and go print some watermelons, man. And I'll also leave the link here for 9 more money printing templates. I think more recently I've added 2 more bonuses, so you get 11 for the price of 9, just as a little bonus. But I hope you enjoyed this today and you're ready to write your sales post. As I said, I'll drop this in the description below. You can hit subscribe, have some fun with it, and let me know how it goes. Power to you, and I'll see you in the next one.